Hi, everyone. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. Thank you for joining us today, Wednesday, September 9th, here to talk about U.S. immigration on our regular Q&A live session that we do on TikTok, Immigration Lawyer John, and on YouTube Live, John Khosravi, or JQK Law Firm. John Khosravi is my name. And the recording of this also on YouTube, the JQK Law Firm YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you get the latest updates. We try to post a video here at least once a day, if not multiple videos a day, talking about all the different things that are going on in U.S. immigration, a lot of short videos, long videos, medium-sized videos, everything so you can get to understand the U.S. immigration system. As always, this is just educational only, so you should consult with an immigration attorney in private about your case to see what's appropriate for you. But we're going to get into it and take your questions about what's going on. I can't answer questions about timelines, so don't expect much of that. But other than that, we're going to dive into it and see how we can help you better understand the U.S. immigration system. So with that, let's get it started. As always, I want to remind you to, if you're looking to do a marriage or a fiance visa case, the first thing you should do is download the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide. It's a guide I wrote, an ebook. It's the best one out there for free. You go to www.marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook and download that guide. It'll really help you out to understand what's going on before you schedule a consultation with a lawyer and get to know what's up with that. Just one second. I got to turn on the volume here. And so definitely be prepared for that. Let's see. All right. So hi, everyone. Welcome on YouTube. Thank you for joining. Feel free to flesh out your questions. Austin, Aristo, AK, Daniela, Manuela, a lot of good people joining. Thank you. A lot of new subscribers recently come aboard on YouTube. So I want to thank you for coming on. What else is going on? You have a lot of people on Instagram as well. On TikTok. Oya says, why is my paper under process for almost 2 years? I don't know. I don't know what kind of case you have and what kind of specific issues you have. You need to consult with an immigration attorney in private to figure out what's going on in your case. I can't tell you without knowing more about you and your background. So schedule a private consultation or talk to the lawyer that you already have and see what's going on. Aristo says, I want to about US DV Lottery 2020. So what do you want to know about it? So the DV Lottery is the green card lottery. A court said it has to go forward, but I don't know what's going on. Oriol almost says, I'm married here. Again, Oriol, I need to know a lot more about your case to be able to answer that. So I wouldn't be able to help you in this kind of conversation. Hamza, do you think president will extend the ban? I don't know. It's up to him. Tiki-Taki asks, hello, the website does not work. Ultimate Marriage. Yeah, you have to type in the www portion of Tiki-Taki. So it's W. If you don't put the W in there, it doesn't work out. So www.marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook. I'm trying to figure out how to fix that so I don't have to do the www. But for now, I haven't been able to do that. But if you click that, it'll work. Danielle asks, if my authorization for employment has been terminated once, my alien number is still valid? Your alien number is just a number that's there. It doesn't become invalid, but you're still not allowed to work if you don't have work authorization or status in the United States. Lemon asks, I-751 removal of conditions pending for 19 months, transferring to Missouri from California, extension letter expired. I don't know what your question is, but sometimes it just takes a while. Austin asks, is it necessary to attend immigration court after divorce? I don't, that's such a off question. I don't know how to, it depends on what the situation is. If the court requires you to come, then you might have to. I don't know. I want to ask, how long is the validity of an I-693 when it's not submitted to USCIS where it's supposed to be? It confused me about 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. So if you submitted an adjustment of status I-485 form, this is an application for a green card, there's a medical checkup that's required with it. If you submit the medical checkup within 2 months of filing the case, so you get the medical checkup and within 2 months of that you submit the case, the medical is valid for 2 years. Or if you just don't submit it with the case and get the medical checkup afterwards, it's valid for 2 years. But if that's it pretty much. So you have to do it, either do the medical within 6 months of 2 months of filing. I keep saying 6. Within 2 months of filing, or after submitting the I-485, and it's valid for 2 years. And that's the new rule. They wrote it really bad. It's confusing. Airso says, I'm supposed to get an interview in May, but they canceled. I'm waiting for another interview. Can I email KCC or my embassy? Well, if you have a diversity visa case, you need to jump on it if they canceled it because you don't have much time. You only have like a few weeks. So yeah, contact whoever was supposed to schedule it, whether the embassy or if you're with USCIS, immediately. Maybe get off this, email them, follow up. They're supposed to contact you about rescheduling to help you out. That's a court order, so you really need to jump on it to get that done before the time runs out. Kyra asks, sir, I'm waiting for my marriage interview. I can't help you with that. You just got to wait. Deep Vishal says, do you know if someone stays out of states for more than 6 months, does this continuous stay is there? Deepish, your question is not well written, but I'm assuming you have some problem that you have a green card and you've been outside for more than 6 months. You're not supposed to do that. That could create problems for applying for citizenship later. And it could have issues on re-entry. Well, probably not in light of what's happening with COVID-19. But if you're out for more than 6 months, it could lead to a presumption that you abandoned your residency in the United States. For citizenship, that's a problem. It might restart the clock for citizenship, but it depends on the case and the facts. So you really need to analyze what's going on in your particular case. TikTok says, I did put www, I don't know what to tell you. I have to go check the website. Hopefully I remember to do that, but www.marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook. Hopefully it's not a problem. I'll go check it out after we get done with this live. Should be working. I had someone download the ebook yesterday. Jamie Kahn asks, hello from Dallas. Well, good to see you from Dallas. It's been a while. Miss your live sessions here. It's raining here in Dallas. Well, good to see you. You know, it hasn't rained in LA for a long time. We need the rain. And, you know, a lot of people are leaving California and Los Angeles for Texas. Now, me and my wife were looking into that, and the place we'd go to probably would be Dallas. So how is the weather in Dallas? Have you been to LA? Is it a big switch? Is it humid? How bad a change is it? Karina asks, hi, is biometrics still doing in New York? I filed my adjustment of status in March, got receipts April. You have to check uscis.gov to see if your local office is open for biometrics, but essentially they're open. I don't keep track of every single jurisdiction, so just go to the uscis.gov website and check that out. Austin says, presently I have 6 months stamp on my international passport, but my wife denied me on removal of conditions. Your wife can't deny you. USCIS denies you. So you need to consult a lawyer ASAP to see why you got denial. This is too serious a thing to talk about here. Leslie asks, hi, sir. I will send out my advanced parole next week. My grandfather has a brain tumor. I got the medical now. How likely are advanced paroles being granted? It's not about how likely or not. Just apply, and it may work, it may not. That's what you got to do. So I don't go into giving odds and stuff, especially because I don't know your case. I haven't seen your paperwork, what kind of evidence you have, all that kind of stuff. But just do it and hope for the best. Thanks, Lawrence. I appreciate it. It says, keep up the great work. Sa says, how long does it take for a spouse a green card to come? It varies depending on the case. Bethy says, how long does I-751 take? 1-2 years, probably. Braham says, did USCA update new form for work authorization? Okay, so you're asking, did the Immigration Department, USCIS, update the work authorization form? Yes, form I-765 was updated on August 25th, I believe. If you don't use that current one, it'll be rejected, and I'll send it back to you. Jimmy Khan says, I have a marriage-based green card, and I will be applying for naturalization. What documents will I need? And Jimmy, that's a huge question. That's like giving specific legal guidance. You need to study online, go to the instructions for Form N-400, the citizenship application, look at it there, and that could answer that. But I don't, I've asked the question like every day, so I've already answered it a couple times. Check out the old videos. You just got to get the basics. I don't know your specific case to say what you need. Oh, AZ says, should I wait for my second green card? It's been 14 months, but it's already time for citizenship. Generally, I don't wait. It just depends on the preferences of the client and the background, the issues of the case. So I don't know what you should do if you should wait, but you should talk to a lawyer, see what the situation is. If it's appropriate, then file for citizenship. Don't waste any time. But I can't tell you what you should do. Leslie from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Wow, Tennessee. Well, good to see you. I'd like to visit Tennessee. Check it out, Nashville, and all that kind of stuff. Austin says, sir, what do I do if I attend my immigration court? Austin, it's a really serious issue. You need to consult an immigration attorney that does removal defense. It's not something you should get advice from here. Ali Sheikh says, are visitor visas available? How much soon can you get while applying? Any tips? Well, first of all, I don't get into how long it takes. It varies. You can apply for it depending on whether the embassy or consulate you're asking for is doing those interviews right now. So it varies. But if you want tips on applying for a tourist visa, check out the YouTube page I have, JQK Law Firm. I have a video talks about 5 top tips for applying for a tourist visa. That's going to be really helpful. Just go to JQK Law Firm's YouTube page and type in tourist visa, and that should pop up. Austin follows up about immigration court. If I could be of any advice, no, this is too serious. I don't handle removal defense anyway, so I'm not a good resource for that. You should definitely get a lawyer that's local that could come with you to the court. Nowadays, they're doing a lot of court online and through phone, that is, so it might not be mandatory, but generally, go talk with an attorney that does removal defense as soon as possible. This is not a thing to stick around. Like, try emailing people, calling people right now, because it's very serious. It's like they're going to kick you out of the country, so you need to make sure to do everything right. Bizelia says, any news updates on DACA? Not in particular, no. Jabby says, can I still apply for citizenship? I-75 fund still pending. I answered that for someone else. Might have been you, but yes, it is possible. I'm not sure if you can, though, because I don't know your case. But generally, if someone's married to a U.S. citizen and living with them, they can. But I don't know if your case is appropriate for that. Matt Beverly asks, I got an RFE as a request for evidence when USCIS, the Immigration Department, thinks there are some deficiencies. And divorce not finalized due to COVID, just told them. Matt, I'm assuming you have an I-751. That's a serious situation. You got to consult the attorney in private. Bethy asks, how long does it take for I-751 approval? Applied about 3 months ago. I don't know. I'm not going to, the same question over again about time. I'm not going to answer these. I can't answer. Check out uscis.gov. That's the place you go for timelines for USCIS. Edith on YouTube asks, sir, my adjustment of status has been ongoing for 2 years now. Interview once canceled a year ago, but I just got notice that my case is ready to be scheduled. Please, how long will it take? That's not something I answer. It's just whenever the USCIS field office is ready for you, they could get that. Fual asks, my mom applied in removal of conditions from her green card. They haven't sent the green card yet. Well, it's got to get approved. It is what it is. Is it normal? I don't know. I don't know your case is normal. Austin says, thank you, sir. Can I remarry if that will solve the problem? Austin, I can't advise you. I can't advise you on this kind of stuff. It's like calling a doctor and just like, if you're sick and it's a really serious situation, and I'm calling the internet and asking a doctor about health situation. It's not a good way to go about it. You need to talk with the doctor in private, go over, do the checkups necessary, review your documents, review this relationship. This is just way too serious to be asking about here. I don't want to do a disservice and not give you good information. Either you got to do something right or do it at all. That's my opinion. So I don't want to mess around and give you a little piece of information that could be wrong in your case. You really should consult with someone in private. Jimmy says, thank you. You will check out your videos, naturalization. You're the best. Thank you. I appreciate that. Farzana asks, I submitted an I-130 in June 2020. Can you please tell me how long it will take? Yeah, go to uscis.gov. There's a timeline feature that you can check out there. Asks, sir, I would like to know when student visas will be available and how can apply for idea. Well, yeah, student visa, if you're outside, you apply for it through the U.S. Embassy or consulate. And when are they available? If you're going to enroll in a school that does in-person classes, not online classes, it's available right now. So just see if you're at local embassy or some sort of consulate that's around you in your country or somewhere else is doing interviews, and then enroll in a school that does in-person classes, and then you apply for student visa. Raymond asks, do you see any appointment-based green card interviews waived? Yeah, that happens all the time. But I'm not sure it's going to happen in your case. Just a few says, how long will it take for me to hear more from the labor as my company has applied for a green card? I don't know. I don't talk about timelines. It varies. Just talk with the attorney your firm has. They should be able to answer that. So one question that was brought up a second ago, I wanted to dive in a little deeper on that, about student visa. So right now, the only people that could enter the United States on student visas are people who had regularly enrolled classes in March of 2020. That's specifically like March 15th. If you're getting a visa afterwards, a new visa, you're not an existing student on that date, they will only issue a visa based on a ban ICE put in if your class will be fully in person. So if it's an online course, you cannot enroll in a student visa in a student visa course and get a student visa to come to the United States. But if you're an existing student, your visa gets expired, and you can show you had a valid, what's called an I-20, that's the school paperwork for international students, and you were enrolled in a course on that time validly, we weren't dropping out, your grades weren't getting Fs and all that kind of stuff, you weren't failing out of school, then you could still come. Now, sometimes when you come to the airport, they might have errors where they don't understand that. That does happen. But overall, that's just the rule on student visas right now. Russia did ask, good evening, God bless you as well, Russia, thank you. It's been 19 days since I sent my package, haven't received a text or nothing, should I be worried? No, 19 days, wait till 30 days, then it'll be bad. But 19 days isn't as bad right now. They've got inundated with cases, so it's hard to say how quick they'll be. Let's see. The last adjustment of status I filed, I got it after like 2 or 3 weeks, about 3 week mark. So 1421, yeah, a couple more days, you should be seeing the check cashed, and that'll give you an idea. But yeah, if you haven't got a receipt, nothing, check out and see if your credit card was charged or the check you submitted was cashed. Those will be a really important indicator that they have accepted the case for processing. All right, so this is an issue because what happens is there's this public charge rule that came that made the green card application process in the United States much harder, more difficult. A court in New York said we're going to put this on hold, but then a higher court of appeal said no, that's not true. But USCIS, it seems, has said okay, we're not going to enforce the public charge rule right now, and that's caused massive amounts of applications being submitted to take advantage of this. It's a great thing for applicants. You really want to take advantage of it as appropriate, if it's appropriate for your case. And so I can imagine that those officers are getting inundated with paperwork. And keep in mind, there used to be an office where probably like 30 people would sit, open up packages, do this, do that, see which one's good, which one's bad. Now COVID-19, they can't just stand next to each other. There has to be less employees in that room to satisfy. I don't know this for a fact, they haven't told me, but it just makes sense. So everything's going to have to slow down because of it. Ali Sheikh said, I wanted to update my address on USCIS with Form AR11. I received the email that successfully submitted. Is that enough? That's enough on your part. You'll get a letter and email confirmation later saying it was done. But for the most part, keep that confirmation notice. So if they hassle you about it later, you have proof that you try to do it on your part. User 997 says, my Form I-730 case for my spouse has been on hold for more than 1 year. The I-730, there's controversy and lawsuits about this right now. Potentially the government is hassling people. These are spouses and children of asylum people, I-730, and so they're doing some stuff on there. So there's a lot more delays. It's very controversial, but you should talk with the immigration hearing private about that. Alex asks, do you think applying for both I-131 and I-765 simultaneously could slow down the process for I-765 because they would want to wait for both to be approved to produce the combo card? I don't know. I've always submitted both together. It doesn't make sense not to do that unless you just don't need to travel. I don't know. I can't say for a fact that would be the case. I doubt it, but I can't say for a fact. BJ asks, sir, how long does the FBI take to complete fingerprints report and send to immigration? I don't know. It's an internal thing. Now, if you go and do a private FBI background check, if you're a green card holder, for example, and do a private background check, it takes them a few days to mail it to you, or a week. But I'm not privy to what's going on internally with USCIS. It's private information that they don't release. Eslan asks, hi, I'm on an H-1B visa currently. Can I use my I-485 EAD to transfer to another company and switch back to H-1B? Does that cancel H-1B? Yeah, if you work on an EAD based on your adjustment of status, like when you start a green card application, you can file for a work permit. Once you get that work permit, if you use it, that's going to nullify and void the previous visa status that you have. So if you had an H-1B and then you start working on the EAD that's for a green card, it's going to nullify the H-1B. You could try doing what they colloquially call an H-1B transfer. Because an H-1B is a dual intent visa, even though you applied for a green card, you can still do the transfer. It's going to cost money, and the new company will have to pay it. But if you want to really be safe and cover your bases, that could be something to do. But I need to know also what kind of I-485 you have. If you had an I-485 based on employment-based green card case, then that could be problems there too, as opposed to if you're doing a marriage case. So I need to know more information, tell you what you need to do. Once Tamad says, if I have an EB-2 application before which is now denied, at the same time I filed an I-130 which is waiting for marriage-based interview, do you think it'll be a problem during interview? The EB-2, I mean, there's a lot of things I need to know to say that. Why was the EB-2 denied? Was there fraud involved? And what kind of I-130 is it that you're filing? You married to a green card holder or U.S. citizen? So I need to know these facts, so I can't answer that specific question appropriately without knowing all that stuff. Okay, let's see. Lola, thank you for sharing the live currents. Amis asks, do I need IELTS course to apply for student visa, or can I apply without IELTS? You do need to take a language test for most of them. They're very hesitant to approve someone who hasn't taken a language test to come to the U.S. So it depends on what program you have, what school you're going to, what the requirements are. So there's more to it. I can't just answer that question without context of all the other stuff that are going on. Gloria asks, hello, how much do you need to earn to not need a sponsor? Thank you. Gloria, is much more to that too. So how much you earn depends on if you're earning it lawfully or not, and depends on that. So it depends on your family size, what kind of case it is, if you're earning the money lawfully. This one question without knowing a bunch of other questions and analysis of your background is not something I just say it's this. So I need to really talk with you in private to figure that out. Once Matt says, sir, I stayed for more than 108 days because of the denial. And once I don't know, this is getting pretty serious. I need to know your case. Two Superk says, good afternoon. Good night, JQK. Hi. Is there any litigation action in the courts against temporary immigration ban on EB3 visas via consular processing? I know Judge Mehta ruled for DV lotteries. I don't track every single court case. I don't think there is, but there may be, but I don't know. I don't keep track of every single court case. I don't have an answer for that. Okay, so yeah, there was the diversity visa lottery. I talked about that earlier too when we started. There was a lawsuit about the green card lottery that was pretty much shut down by Trump. Judge says, no, we got to get that restarted. It was maybe illegal what they did. So there's a mad dash for people who won the green card lottery to contact the embassies to get the ball rolling to try to do an interview and get the visa issued in time. Bethy asks, I got a notice of action, but my middle name had a spelling error and is it okay to travel with it? I can't say for certain. I've never seen those be an issue when you have a misspelling on the middle name. I had one guy who's, we put down, he was a man, but we put down female on there and they didn't care. So I can't say that for sure. At least make a request for it to get corrected. Maybe get maybe a visa, a stamp. But again, I use I-797 notice is just a letter from USCIS. I don't know what kind of case you have, what the letter actually was. It's just like when you say I-797 notice, it's like USCIS sent me a letter, it had a misspelling on name. I don't know what that letter is, so I can't really tell you what's okay to travel with or not. You usually can't travel with just a letter. So just consult with immigration in private. That's the thing to do. Steadfast asks, man, once Tamad has a question, attorney. Man, once Tamad. Yeah, I already answered what's Tamad Steadfast. So that's I answered him fully. The bio says, I filed my I-485 family base and is in process. I forgot to file my EAD. Can I file now? If yes, I have to pay the filing fee. The filing fee for an EAD kicks in on October 2nd. So you should, if it's appropriate, I don't know the details of your case, but if it's appropriate, you need to submit the I-765 form, the new version of it, as soon as possible so they get it before October. You have to file it before October 2nd to not have to pay the filing fee. So you need to jump on that to avoid having to pay that extra money for no reason. Yeah, so October 2nd, they're going to be increasing the filing fees for USCIS. Now, there's lawsuits on it. We'll see what happens, if that's going to go through or not. But yeah, you don't want to pay for an I-765. You don't need to. Daniel says, if I apply for I-765 after having been terminated, do I put the form to renew or ask for a new one? I don't know what terminated means in this context, but it doesn't really matter. You do need to reference the previous one, show a picture, but it probably knew it. I don't know, because your question doesn't fully give me the information I need to answer that. Bethy says, I applied for removal of conditions and they sent me that and I requested the error. So yes, notify them it's an error. I can't guarantee you're going to be safe traveling, but it's probably okay. But that's, you never know. When you travel, you're dealing with airline agencies who don't know what they're doing. There might be a CBP officer who wants to give you a hard time. With regards to the U.S., they're probably going to be okay because they'll check your passport. They'll go in the system. They'll know you have a case. So I'm not worried about CBP, the Customs and Border Protection problem. I'm more worried about the airlines and the agents being afraid to board you. That's where the bigger problem comes in. They have to contact the Customs and Border Protection, the airport, to confirm that it's okay to bring you. They don't always feel like doing that or they'll bother. So I know it sucks to have an error like this, so stupid. But if you could contact USCIS about the error, they're pretty quick about sending you a new one. It'll take a couple of weeks and hopefully get the corrected version. Probably if you travel with that, it's fine, but I can't guarantee that. So that's the unfortunate answer to that. It's nothing exact. Just in general, when it comes to law, you never know what's going to happen. It's hard to answer this stuff like that. 29 Super says, is there any alternative to get a non-immigrant employment-based visa, which is not under immigration ban? I'm a process commissioning engineer. Yeah, there's E2s, there's L1s, there's not L1s, but there's E2s. You might have an exception that could apply for H1B. It really depends on your case and what's going on. Faye says, thank you. I live in a different state from my husband. Would that be a problem with their interview? We already have a date for interview. It can. It depends on the facts of your case. So I did a video on this on YouTube. Check it out about what if your spouse live in different states. I explained actually in detail there, but it depends on the facts of your case and what's going on. So I have to see what's up with that. Okay. How long will it take? Murray asks how long it takes for approval of conditions. I don't answer the question about timelines. User 9 says, form I-730 case, my spouse has been on hold. Can I hire a lawyer to speed things up or change to I-130? I don't know. I have to see the case if there's something possible or not. And that I-730s are slowed down. And there's big issues with that with the government, whether it can be sped up or you complain about it or whether an I-130 is appropriate. I don't know. I have to see the case. Not something I can answer here. So yeah, a lot of these cases are fact specific. We gotta know exactly what's going on with the facts before I can answer them. Steadfast asks, as an immigration attorney, how do you feel about the cuts in immigration policies or the status of immigration in general? Well, it hurts. I see every day. I mean, first of all, I do this Q&A live almost every few days a week. I see the pressure it has on people and how frustrated they are. All these questions about timelines, although it does annoy me a lot, 50 times a day people are asking me, I understand where it's coming from. Because it's frustrating when you want to start work, when you want to reunite with your family, your parents, your children, your loved ones, your spouse. It's bad. And it's not only that, they're denying cases, this I-7-330, they're hurting people, our spouses of asylees, children of asylees. It's very sad, really. But we just got to make the most of it, try to do my best. Yazoo asks, I'm a British national for Canadian immigration. Still, do I have to go for English test? I don't handle Canadian immigration law. This is a U.S. immigration show. So contact an immigration attorney from Canada to answer that question. So I think we have a few minutes left. If you have some last final questions, let me know. We'll answer it here. And we'll take it from there. But the immigration situation looks pretty bleak, and it's just getting worse. I just read they're going to be putting this rule that the administration under the CDC, the public health agency, could just ban certain countries. Like if you're a country that they feel people from that country have a lot of COVID-19, they're just going to ban anyone from that country coming here. That's crazy. That's a massive thing that's going to happen. It's supposed to happen on September 11th when the rule goes into effect and they can start doing this. If that happens, you're going to be seeing crazy, massive bans. So all these people ask when are things going to end. It's going to be even worse. So when you talk about how I feel, yeah, it's terrible. Because obviously the COVID-19 is bad, but who knows how bad it is. And is it worth, just shutting down massive parts of immigration as a key part of this country? I don't know. Honey Dylan, a regular, says, hey, I-130 approved in November. I applied for I-485 in December. Immigration case sent me a letter in March 22nd last year. Evidence already submitted. How long? Honey Dylan, I'm pretty sure you watch the show regularly. You know I don't answer questions about how long it takes. Check out uscis.gov and your local field office, and that'll give you some idea. It's probably not worthwhile to even bother doing, but if you want to answer that's not worthwhile, then go check it on there. Other than that, you just have to be patient for when your case counts. Thank you everyone for joining today. It was a great session. We had some good questions in there. I'll be back tomorrow again on TikTok, Immigration Lawyer John, but also on Instagram, JQK Law Firm. And a lot of the videos, a lot of the questions you asked, we have tons of videos, hundreds and hundreds of videos, probably hit 1,000, I don't even know, but hundreds of videos on the JQK Law YouTube page where it's short answers. And I try to get down to the meat and bones of it quickly without the fluff and saying all that stuff people say on YouTube to get views and likes and all that. So just check it out at JQK Law Firm. As for me, I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, be safe. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.